Holy cow, it's Vault IGN episode 17! We're
back.
still around! We're back!
We're alive!
Yay, anime!
Yay, anime!
No,
That's
wait,
my thing.
Yay,
That's the wrong
yay,
show.
Fallout Anime.
Yay, Fallout Anime. Yes, yay, Apocalypse.
Yay,
Yay.
Vault.
So I'm Jared Petty, your host, joined on my left by,
Hi, I'm Brendan Graver.
on my right by.
Hi, I'm Miranda Sanchez.
And I think since last time we were on doing this, you guys both got promoted, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. What are you now?
I'm an editor.
And
Me
what are you now?
too. Just regular old editor.
That's it.
Not
That's-
junior
That's good.
baby editor. Just editor, please.
Just editor
Normal
now.
editors.
It's concise.
I'm sharpening off all of my business cards from the associate part.
I
saw that.
sorted new ones, but
Yeah, I
You
edited
can do
this too.
that?
yeah.
I showed you how to do that.
Wow.
Well, anyway, business cards aside, forget that because Far Harbor is here.
Fahaba.
Yes, enthusiasm, happiness, and joy. And folks, if you want to tweet to us, as always, you can tweet at PettyCommaJared or at
Havoc Roast, Havoc with a K.
Raga_Fraga.
Yep, and that's the way to get a hold of us because we never bothered to set up a mailbox. Anyway, Far Harbor's out, but that's not.
It's
Whoa,
Fahaba.
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 I can't do the accent.
See, I have my cousins live in the East Coast, so I've had them come up and say, "What about the cab? You gotta get Fahaba."
Okay, so anytime I try to do it, I just sound like
You
Chief
look at the
Brody
fag,
from,
and the
from
fag and
Jaws.
Fahaba.
You got to put the ka in that. What is that from Jaws? I don't remember. Anyway, you got to go after the ka. I can't do it.
My cousins are great.
Well, but other things have happened since last time. We got Wasteland Workshop.
Yep.
since
We got
last time.
survival mode.
We got survival mode. You've been playing survival mode?
A little bit, yeah. It's actually what I kind of wanted from the start in a lot of ways. It doesn't hold back. It's got a lot of the whole like you play wrong, you die. Mm-hmm. You have to manage a lot of your resources. Like water is extremely useful. If you kind of use like stim packs right away, it dehydrates you, or you need to
Oh.
like eat and drink more to keep your fluids. So it's like it's nice.
Do you find it? Is it like DayZ-ish in its intensity?
Yeah, because it actually like before scavenging was fun. Now scavenging is how you survive.
Okay.
Like you are low on supplies. You need to go into this, crazy like raider-filled area, and you may die in like one shot if you get shot in the head because they do more damage to you, but you also can do damage back to them. So it's kind of like a hardcore mode, I guess you could say. So like every moment could be your last. So it raises the
To save
stakes.
a lot
Yes.
is a tip there.
Save a lot, add save a lot. That's right.
Yeah.
And don't fast traveling.
And then, of
Oh,
course,
weird.
so we had survival mode. We had Wasteland Workshop.
Yeah.
We have some new DLC apparently coming, as far as we know, right? New
Yeah,
DLC?
I guess these were so successful that they're going to make a couple more, and it looks like there's going to be maybe a Nuka world, like a
Yeah, okay. Well, there's one line, some dude, I forget his name, I should have brought this in my notes. Anyway, dude on Reddit, I believe, found a thing in the code that's Nuka World, but it's literally like one word in the code from what I understand. So maybe it's Nuka World, the incredible Hershey Park inspired Nuka-Cola amusement park, or maybe it's just something they were working on in development and are never going to
Would you play it?
Huh?
Would you play it?
I'll play anything Fallout.
I mean, like, what do you think? Would you enjoy going to
you-
a theme park, Fallout?
Fallout Roller Coaster Tycoon? Yes.
I'm about to say, yeah, could you build the rides? Could you fix
I
them
don't
up?
know.
And
I'm just imagining.
get on
Have you
them?
seen the pictures of Chernobyl's like theme? Like there's like an amusement park in Chernobyl,
No, I've never seen this.
and it's just like all
oh,
rusted.
the
like
really sad.
yeah, like I want to. That's like Fallout Chernobyl.
The only problem would be you'd be sitting there like getting ready to get on your roller coaster, and Preston Garvey would run up and be like, "Oh no, the carousel's broken down again!" And then you got to go
push
over
him
there.
off the
Yeah,
ride.
you got to go push the super mutants off the carousel and move on. So yeah, new DLC potentially coming. E3 is on the way just next month. Ba-bom.
It's too close.
Yep, and that means our friends at
Heavy
Bethesda
breathing.
having their big old press conference again. What are you guys expecting?
Dishonored. I'm so excited for anything else but Dishonored. Like all the cover stories from GI and around the web, like our own preview from Lucy was fantastic. I just want everything else about Dishonored. I
You
wanna
like
know
you
more.
like rats with bombs?
Yeah,
Rats with bombs on them. What
Yeah.
about rats that throw bombs, like Mouser from Mario 2?
that'd be really cute.
Yeah.
I really
fine.
like that the new character you can play as Emily Caldwell has her own set of powers. So I'm really I want us both to do two guides where you play as Emily and I play as Corvo, and we just have like how you beat the game is this person.
Yeah.
That's replayability now. I love that.
All right. Then we got some big mods coming. Now, Brendan, you were pointing this out. There's been an announcement. Now, let's go ahead and let's put some bookends on this first. Lots of things get announced. Duke Nukem Forever was announced at one point, and it 13 years later it came out. So sometimes things get announced and they happen. Sometimes they don't. I love ambitious fan projects, and when they do come together, some of the greatest things in the world. You know, see everything that ever happened to Half-Life when people like in the community got together and did great things with it. Tell us about this, Brendan.
So there's a mod that's in the works for the past 6 months, and will probably continue for some time, called Cascadia, and it's a story open area. It takes place in Seattle, like decades after Fallout 3 and 4, whatever. Yeah. And it's supposed to be a little bit smaller than Fallout 3's map, but more quests and variety than like the Fallout Far Harbor map. It's got like phone factions, its own like areas to explore and quests and all that stuff. It looks very exciting. It's got a small team people working on it. There's no release date.
There's 18 of them, I think.
Yeah, like 18 people. So hopefully, will come to consoles if they can do that. I mean, like.
I think the quote was that they're going to try to bring it to consoles, but there's no guarantee it'll work.
We're so far out from even doing. They're just doing closed beta for like console mods right now.
Some of the greatest games ever made, like NetHack, are made entirely by teams of volunteers, and some of the greatest games that have never come out are made by teams of volunteers. Yeah. I hope this turns out to be the former. We're going to keep a close eye on Cascadia.
If you look at Skyrim, had a lot of good content. People remade, or they didn't remake, but they made like the Khajiit homeland in Skyrim as a DLC area, like for free. And this will be free too, so I'm all for that.
I love the idea of a big total conversion mod. I love stuff like that.
The only sad thing is that you have to restart because it's a whole new place. You have to create a new character.
I'm fine with that.
That's okay too.
Make a new Vault guy.
But then you have to leave Felicia behind.
I'll make a new Felicia.
It's reincarnated Felicia.
Felicia 3?
Yeah.
Felicia 3.
There's a Felicia in Bloodborne.
Are you a synth?
She probably is.
Oh, okay.
Surprise. Surprise.
I like to think that like between if I'm playing like Fallout games or Oblivion games or like Elder Scrolls, I remake the same character. Like, oh yeah, they're just reincarnated.
So it's like Link. It's just the next Link.
He just loses all of his memory and abilities. That's start from the ground up.
It's like Deckard. She's the unicorn, and off you go. All right, there we are. So now enough of that build up. Anything we missed? Far Harbor. All right. Question for the studio audience, having dived into the world of Far Harbor here. Is Far Harbor better than Fallout 4?
In a lot of ways, it kind of is. But
Ooh! Let's start with that first part, and then we'll go for the qualifier.
For the butt. I would say the main story. We'll go into spoilers next episode, I think.
Yeah, we're not going to spoil you here, so tell it in safe terms.
You say
spoiler safe this episode.
My major gripes with Fallout 4, which we talked about a lot, was that I did not like the lack of, to an extent, player choice and also player background building. You had to be Nate or Nora, the guy who wants to find his baby, and can only be sarcastic or really nice, but nothing really in between. And this, they let you be a jerk. You can be downright evil to some extent, and they let you solve problems in a lot of ways that Fallout 4 didn't, where you had to pick a side in Fallout 4. You don't have to pick a side in Far Harbor, or you can pick everyone's side, or nobody's side, or maybe somewhere in between. There's so many different variations of how.
I'm on my own side.
Pretty much. Yeah, okay. There's so many variations for how you can resolve the main quest line, and even some of the smaller quests too.
Oh, that's very, very like Fallout 1 and 2-ish there.
And even to a site in New Vegas too, which is what I really liked. And then there's also a lot of questions they pose to you that have no bearing on any quest. There's no right or wrong answer. They just say, "What do you think about this?" And that's an actual chance for you to go beyond your "I want to find my kid" to like, my character would say this. My character is this. This is his backstory. This is his personality.
Just let you get into the role?
Yeah.
Oh, at least that's what you think. But then the next time you boot up Undertale, it affects your game there. So that's what it is.
That's true. But yeah, I really like almost, I almost want to say that if the storyline presented to a certain extent was in Fallout 4's main game, it would have been a better overall story.
What are your thoughts, Miranda?
So I actually haven't played much of the story at all. I've done a lot of the side missions. When you get in, they're like, hey, you can do this main quest. You can go talk to this Longfellow, or you can just help the people of Far Harbor. And that's all I've done.
So you've been Prestoning.
Yeah, I've just been helping the Far Harbor people and getting a farm and finding dogs.
No, that's actually really fascinating because you went straight into the story and you ignored the story and just started exploring. Yeah. Tell us about the exploratory angle of Far Harbor.
So it is creepy, very, very creepy. I get very uncomfortable.
We're gonna get to that.
It's
soon.
foggy.
Yeah, because I mean, it's supposed to be the fog, like this ominous place that all these people have been pushed out of the island, and they're on the very edge now, the beach, and they're just trying to survive. And it's just like, oh well, we have these quests that we need to do to like avenge our family or whatever, or just secure the town more, and that's really interesting. And a lot of those quests take you really far across the island, and so I've been using that as an excuse to go explore.
Okay.
And it's very interesting because it has its own cool ecosystem because everything's more like aquatic, of course.
Yeah.
But also, to my dismay, there are like no death claws. Sad.
No death claws to be found at all.
Yes, but there are more Yaguai. I do appreciate that because you don't see the little bear friends running around
Island full of bears.
the Commonwealth. Yeah.
So you like the story. You like the free exploration. Go ahead.
Yeah, so it's just really fun to see all these different kinds of places, and there's also different brands out here, like Vim, in addition to Nuka-Cola.
It's the Pepsi of Fallout.
Yeah, so it's just like weird to see all these little like regional differences just from like the Commonwealth. Like they're not that far apart, but they're just enough to where it feels like a different place. I mean, it is.
I prefer to think of it as the Cheerwine of Fallout.
Very different.
The Salisbury-based North Carolina beverage. And if anybody here knows their Cheerwine, tweet at us and tell us how great it is.
What about RC Cola?
I love RC Cola, especially with the moon pie. That old trope is like. Also, if you pour peanuts in a bottle of RC Cola, it's really good.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, it's delicious. The salty and the sweet together.
I don't know what's happening.
Oh, it's so good. But yeah, so Cheerwine in a glass bottle because that's the only way to get the cane sugar, which is the right way to have it. For more, see my impending diabetes. All right, back. I interrupted you, Miranda.
Oh yeah, it's just there's so much to look at, and the design is all very different, and so it's just a lot more enjoyable to see all these different places. Of course, there's a bunch of different factions, so just kind of learning the politics of the island is fun too.
Okay, so turning that on its head, what does the original Fallout kind of do better, or the original part of this Fallout 4 before the DLC? What's it do better?
I mean, I think I really liked exploring this new area, but I do feel that after so many hours, you're like, okay, this place has lots of boats and piers and docks and swamps. I get it. That's cool. There are some exceptions, like the faction areas are their own thing. There are some factories and mills here and there.
Fun place to watch movies, which you also get in the Commonwealth. But
for the most part, it's like the one thing that like they try and hype up when you get like, oh yeah, the fog is everywhere. The fog is killing everything. Like I'm getting like 1 radiation a second. What are you guys worried about? Oh no, Radaway, help!
No man, it's what's in the fog.
Ooh, the smoke monster. Have either of you guys found a Lost reference yet?
I'm still looking for one. If someone finds one, please tell me what the Lost reference is, because
be a hatch somewhere.
The place is just called the Island on the map. It just says the Island. That is. We have to go back.
Maybe there's
Jack.
a big giant wheel underneath, and you turn.
There is a crashed plane.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
But,
oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But
Let's
that's
not
it.
talk too much about what that is, though. We don't want to spoil too much for people, but at the same time, we want to be able to talk about it. So, overall, going back to that original question, do you think it's an improvement on Fallout 4?
Yeah, I think Fallout Far Harbor, to an extent, encapsulates why DLC can be a good thing. People always go like, "Oh man, like they always try and like cut off pieces of the game to sell you later, and they're purposely cutting this stuff out." But sometimes you have a game that's in development for a long time, and towards the tail end, you're like, "Okay, what's going to be next after this? Let's do this DLC thing." By that point, the developers who are working on that have so much more knowledge working off that game that they know what's working and what's not working from the main game, and even feedback. Like I can't say for sure, but people's feedback was that they didn't like the main quest line and some of the choices and things. So this felt to me like almost like how Deus Ex's Missing Link DLC treated it, where they're like, okay, we know the boss fights weren't great, so we're going to give you a boss fight that you deserve in this DLC. And that was like, we learned from our mistakes. And I think this is just getting better. They know what works, they know what doesn't work, and you get more of what you love and less of what you don't like.
And that's one of the things I like about episodic gaming when it's done at its best. Definitely. Miranda, what about you?
Yeah, it definitely feels like a great companion piece to what you already have on the Commonwealth. It is weird because it takes you so far away from the Commonwealth, like you can't even access the Commonwealth map.
Yeah, I've heard people say they came back to the Commonwealth and then it's like, all your settlements are dead.
Oh, that's scary.
Yeah, so you might want to check in from time to, if you're that kind of person, check in from time to time to see if your settlements aren't like being destroyed.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's just nice to get lost in this new place and figure out what it's all about. And there's a lot to it, so it's not it just reinvigorates that sense that you first got when you dropped into Fallout 4. That was it for me. I was just like, man, I have so much to do now, and I'm so excited.
I think we're going to have a breakout on this maybe in the next episode and talk about best DLCs of all time and where this fits in.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think this could be a fun discussion to have, definitely. Moving on to the next bit. Far Harbor. Lots of new beasties. One of the things about Far Harbor, very wild kind of place. Lots of swamps, lots of forests, lots of mist. What's the best new monster you've seen so far? And again, listeners, at this point, we're going to be careful about spoiling, but we are going to talk about, the creatures we see on the island. So if you don't want to know about the monsters on the island, skip ahead a few minutes and pop in on the next part of the discussion. Miranda, what's your favorite beastie?
Oof, probably the Gulper, because I'm terrified of it.
Oh, expound.
Those are so creepy. So if you haven't seen the Gulpers, I think there's one or two in the first fight whenever you get in Far
when
Harbor.
they charge the place.
But those are like the baby ones. Like those are the runts. A lot of them you will not see coming because they're hiding in trees. So they hang themselves up in the trees and they'll drop down on you. So be sure to check around before you walk a bunch along
They're like those stalactite monsters in
They're
D&D.
so creepy.
Yeah.
And so I'm pretty high level. Like Felicia's doing really well. Like she one-shots a lot of people now. She holds her own. And we got one hit killed by a Gulper, and I was just like, oh,
Yeah, they just
right.
charge at you.
Yeah, they're so they're so fast too, and they like flail everywhere. So it's like this crazy big thing just charging at you.
Are you taking them in shooter or in VATS? How are you fighting them?
VATS with missile launchers.
Okay, that's missile launchers.
So,
Nuke it for
and
more
it
bits.
also like regens its health somehow, and so it's just. You have to keep doing damage on this thing, and I don't for the most part. I just avoid them entirely because they are so strong. And
So missile launcher is your favorite weapon right now on the island?
yeah, we changed that out for a Fat Boy actually.
Oh, okay. I modded my
upgrade.
alien blaster to take standard energy, and that's kind of my standard arm now.
You should also probably get a harpoon gun.
Yeah, we just found one, like
Those
a good
things are
legendary one. So we're gonna
very
go mod
nice.
that.
Yeah, let's talk about the harpoon gun for a second.
It's
is it top 5 weapon
It steals
in the
the show.
Top
It's
5?
just it shoots harpoons at people, and you can just nail someone's face to a wall.
Yeah.
It does so much damage. It has a really long reload period, but I think there may be some variants that will like increase your defense while you're reloading, which helps a lot. A couple of modding options too, but I mean like it outputs so much damage. It's the perfect big monster killer.
Yeah. I've been waiting for a modder to create a Gatling harpoon. I haven't seen one yet, but
I've also been using the radium rifle. It's pretty nice because it outputs both radio damage and radiation damage. It's a good raider / trapper killer.
Nice.
So I also want to give a shout out to the rabbits. So there's these little rabbits hopping around the island. They're so cute.
But have you seen the rad chickens?
What?
The first time I saw one, I was in VATS, like killing a bunch of raiders, and then I just like pan the thing over. I just see like this little thing flapping by, just as rad chicken, like,
Oh my god.
wait, what? And it just ran at the door, and I never saw it again. Like, did I hallucinate that? And then like I went to another area and I saw one just sitting there. I'm like, why is there a chicken here? And why is it
amazing.
radiating?
But eventually you end up in a cave and it's like,
I really wish there was like a giant chicken boss you could
yeah,
fight.
like just
That'd
like
be amazing.
a Murloc Queen like chicken. That'd be
Yes.
amazing.
We've got the
Cock-a-doodle-doo. Yeah. Okay, so we got the rabbits. We've got the
Gulpers?
The Gulpers.
yeah.
The funniest creature I've fought besides the chickens is the hermit crabs.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, those are
That's
fun.
where I was going.
The first time you find one, you'll probably be freaked out, and then find hilarity in that.
Oh, it's great.
Little
Scariest
babies.
has to be the fog crawlers.
Oh.
They try and like warn you about them in the beginning. Like they go like, "Oh, there's a fog crawler about. Better be careful." I'm like, whatever. I'm like waiting for like this giant monster to appear. And I'm like, "Oh, there's a fog. Is that a fog crawler? It doesn't look so tough. Oh my god!" And then just like charges at you. They're terrifying, and there are some high level variants that are just that don't take any damage.
The monster design in this one, I think, is really clever. They branched out a bit, and I think that's it's very successful. And I was talking to Brian Altano this morning, and he's just like, crab bus.
Crab bus.
Crab bus. Crab bus is the best.
So-
I love crab bus. Have you seen crab bus?
There's a little bit of disappointing things with that though. It's not the most difficult to kill that you can, but taking down its health does take a little while.
Yeah.
And there's not really good experience trade-off for that. Killed one of those, and then I went and killed like a higher level trapper and got more experience with the trapper.
You were
So it's just
mentioning
like,
XP
what?
problems. Yeah, let's talk about this for a second.
I haven't really noticed it much else. But like as the hermit crab is so like huge and like does take so much more effort to take down, it's really disappointing to see that it gives off like so little XP.
You're expending a lot of
like,
ammo and a
what?
lot of resources to destroy that thing.
Yeah, and I noticed that's a thing that I've been doing out here because I usually use lasers and such, and there's not a lot of energy weapons on this island. So I mean, I guess I haven't found the sense yet. So it just I'm depleting resources very quickly, and it doesn't feel like the trade-off is always there.
I agree with you
So,
there.
it
I
kinda
think there's a lot of validity to that. There's kind of issues with pacing occasionally in Fallout's reward system, but honestly, I'm so evil and just cheat my way through it a lot of the time that it does. Yeah.
Good news is if you're lacking experience, there's a lot of, I think this DLC in particular has a lot of speech checks. So bring your best charismatic suit and top hat, because the main quest alone has like so many different little like speech things you can do.
Okay.
Or intimidation. That's a lot of free experience right
I
there.
love that, and that free experience is good. And again, it's less been XP issues for me over time than like just suddenly discovering, oh, DLC's come out, I need a prerequisite skill. Sure would be nice if I developed robotics.
Yeah.
Oh crap.
And they did change up some of the perks. So some of those got some nice updates.
Tweaking going on there. That's probably it's probably a discussion we should have next week too. Ooh, that'd be a good topic. By the way, let us know once again at PettyCommaJared, at HavocRose, at Ragafraga, what you want to see. You can go ahead and hashtag that VoltIGN, and that way we know to look for it. Yeah, just hashtag it VoltIGN. That makes it easy. Things you want to hear us talk about on the next episode. And thank you again for watching. Moving on. Fallout 4, Far Harbor, in one word. Brennan.
It's comfy.
Scumfy?
It's comfy.
That's 2 words, Brendan. It's comfy. That's 2
comfy.
words.
Just comfy.
Comfy. Comfy.
Comfortable.
Comfortable. Why comfortable?
I guess I think this is a regional thing, and not because I'm on the East Coast, but because I'm on the West Coast. I grew up on the West Coast. I know you two moved here, but fog is a way of life, especially when I lived in Monterey for like five or so years, maybe 6. There'd just be days like going to campus at Monterey Bay or going to work, like you just couldn't see anything, just fog everywhere, and it feels something about the fog and the rain and the drizzle that's like, I'm like, oh yeah, the ocean's nearby, I can hear the waves. Like I love that feeling.
Aww.
And like the first thing I had to do like the guide first. I did the main quest, I did some of the side quests, and then eventually I got on the settlement stuff, and I found a settlement on a small island, and there's like this dingy little shack. I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna build my dream cliff house.
Aww.
So I ended up building up. I'll post some screenshots on Twitter tonight. But I built this wonderful house that like it has like these support beams into the ocean, and it's like off of a ledge of a boardwalk, and it's like I use like the new barn settlement stuff. There's a couple new settlement options they have, which are really nice for building. That you can get some of like the what do you call them, like fish nets and like the buoys.
They have, like, the
you can get
tents and
the
stuff.
Children of Adam kind of like glowing stuff, which is pretty cool. And I even managed to build. I'm really proud of this. I realized my character needs a place to go to the bathroom, so I built an outhouse that attached to the barn, and it's off the side, so you're kind of like doing your business in the middle of the ocean.
I like your little do your business post. No wonder you said comfy. All
Yes.
right.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I love like even though the fog isn't as dangerous as they hype up to be, I just love like traversing through like this like really like wilderness area where you can't see very, very far. And like you just go back to your place and it's raining. Just nice.
So you say comfy, Miranda. You say
It is so scary.
scary.
It is
Okay,
not
completely
scary.
the opposite of comfy. Let's hear your end of it.
So the fog is nice. Yeah, the rain's cute and comfortable, whatever. But the fog is also terrifying because there's just a bunch of stuff in there and you can't see anything.
Okay, I'll give you that. It really sucks for my sniper rifle that I
Gold
can't.
bars jump out of trees.
So you just look in the trees first.
I think that's more
many
of a Karen.
Just burn it all down.
It's like, I just need a chainsaw.
Oh
Cut
my
it
gosh,
all.
and I-
log the island.
I was really sad because I wanted to bring Kiri with me, but it's a very big Nick Valentine quest, so
Yeah.
it makes most sense to bring him. And so I haven't traveled with him in a while, and it's a very eerie place. It's gloomy, it's scary, and this guy's got glowing eyes, and he's just fast. And so I was in a barn, and I was like checking for ghouls, because ghouls are everywhere here, just like laying down, pretending to be dead or sleeping or whatever. And so you have to like really be careful. So I've been checking for them. And so I was just like got done checking for one, and then I was like slowly turning around, and I see the shadow run past the doorway like really fast, and I flipped out.
Like, that's not a rad chicken.
Yeah. It was just Nick, but he wasn't by me, and I was just like Stop!
Walk slowly.
It is so
Nick.
creepy.
And you have that fog. You mentioned the fog earlier. I mean, do you guys feel like there is kind of is there a Stephen King The Mist, John Carpenter's The Fog kind of vibe about this? Or
Yeah.
They try and give it one. I don't know if it really pays off, but there definitely is a creepy atmosphere when you just come across these old ruined buildings and the fog is really thick. You know something's in there, but you can't really see it.
Yeah, and then there's like a ton of like wolf packs.
Yeah, there's
And-
rabid wolves that are new.
Those darn ragstag does. You know,
is there a kind
It's
of a
fine.
horror movie feel to it? Or?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there are just so many different monsters and new monsters too that I think it amplifies that creepiness. At least for me.
I
Like,
was
I'm-
surprised and
I get
a
scared.
little bit disappointed. It did set up for a big Lovecraftian Innsmouth feel that never really happened. I was just
Aw.
waiting for some more Dunwich horror stuff.
Evil fishmen.
Seriously, a creepy little harbor town out of my fog. I'm like, where's my Lovecraft references?
Yeah.
And I couldn't find any. Maybe there's one hiding somewhere, but
You just
I
feel
would-
like Yog Sothoth or
I just
Azathoth
wanted to go
needs be
go
hiding in
to
the
some
mist.
tiny island and just a giant tunnel comes out of the water. That would have been amazing.
Yeah, that
I don't know. I did
Cthulhu DLC.
I did fight a trapper underwater, so
How'd that
he was
go?
the boss trapper. I stayed out of the water. He was underwater, so I called him the fish man.
It's just like, he's done.
Definitely a bug, but I played into it. It's
I
fine.
like how the
he couldn't attack.
some
me.
of
It
the
was really
trappers have lobster cage helmets.
Nice. Yeah.
It's adorable and it's functional.
Wonderfully goofy. So it sounds like everybody's enjoying it. I mean, at this point,
Absolutely.
it's definitely a
Definitely
thumbs up
worth
for
your time.
everyone. Yeah.
Yeah,
We're going
I'm-
to talk. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, just super happy to be back in Fallout and have more to explore.
So we're going to talk about it in more detail next time. We're going to have Dan Stapleton join us, who reviewed the game for IGN next time, and talk more about that. We're going to talk about your new companion, going to talk about the new faction stuff, going to talk maybe about some of the perks, talk about best moments. So I hope that you'll join us. I hope we're still on your iTunes subscription. If we are, you know what? If you haven't done it yet, we sure could use that 5-star rating. Why? Because that really, really helps out. By the way, don't turn the podcast off yet. We still got something else coming. But before you do that, by the way, where can you consume this here content, like the delicious buttery goodness that it is? Well, we'll tell you. Miranda, where can they find this?
You can find us on your smartphone.
Whoa!
IGN
What is
has
this?
an app.
An app, you say?
Yes, you can get on iOS or Android, whichever you
Ooh,
prefer.
Shiny.
Yeah.
Any other platforms that a human being could watch
Aren't
the
the
show on?
consoles all doing it now too?
I believe the consoles are all doing it
Your
as
PS4,
well.
your Xbox One, we have IGN apps.
We do. I think we even have one on Thatdar Roku.
Yeah, I think also
yep.
the Amazon Fire.
Yep. And as
Can
always, you can
everywhere.
also find us on iTunes or your favorite podcast streaming service, YouTube, IGN.com, myriad other locations throughout the universe,
There's no reason not to.
and Channel 7 on the UHF. Let's see. Actually, Channel 7 wasn't on the UHF, but I wish we were on there. Finally, in that long-standing Volt IGN tradition, Total Digression. Another Bethesda game came out recently. This one developed by id, and that would be Doom. And I have been playing, one of the reasons I haven't played as much Fallout recently as I want to is because I've been working on Doom for work. And Doom is a lot of fun, and I think in many ways a really cool, very inventive, smart, and I think imaginative and experimental take on the shooter that takes some old ideas and treats them in very new ways. I don't think it's maybe getting as much credit for that as it deserves, for kind of creating something that's never really been done before. So Doom is taking an old idea and making something new out of it. I ask you guys, what would your Doom game be? What game would you like to see get the Doom treatment? Something that's a franchise or a game that's set dormant for some time that you'd like to see get kind of a new lease on life with some new ideas injected in and get a kind of a loving treatment. Comes to mind. Miranda's
I
laughing.
wrote down some really dumb ones.
What's that?
I wrote down really dumb ones.
I love the really dumb ones. Let's hear it.
Wave Racer.
Wave Racer. Yep, that's dumb.
I loved Wave Racer as a kid. I was
lot
like,
of
well,
people-
I was just thinking, okay, well, what's old?
A lot of people
love-
love Wave Racer.
that's old.
What is old?
What is
I
old?
loved
We're
Wave Racer so
we're
much.
old by
So
now.
why would you? Okay, so Wave Racer.
Just a delightful game that I had a lot of time with as
There's
a child.
waves. There's racing.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think so? Do you think that formula could still be fun?
Oh, of course.
Okay.
You don't see many.
Who doesn't love waves?
Yeah, you don't see many water ski and jet ski and all any. You don't see many skiing games in general anymore.
Yeah. Who would you like to see take a shot at it?
I don't know.
Okay, you think about that
Just
while I ask
anybody.
Brennan about his. You think about who you'd want to do it. Brennan?
I want to see from the grave. I want to see Dungeon Keeper come back.
Oh, real Dungeon Keeper, not
real, not mobile EA's Dungeon Keeper,
Yeah.
not spiritual successor that didn't really pan out. Dungeons, or there was a couple of them. I don't think they ever were really that great. They tried to their credit, but I want to see the real Dungeon Keeper come back.
What do you think would make Dungeon Keeper work in this day and age?
Definitely not a mobile version.
Definitely not a mobile. Well, what more? I mean, yeah, I think that was Bullfrog, right? Originally.
Yes, Bullfrog. A little bit of Peter Molyneux on
Yep.
that. It's hard to say what people look for in RTSs now, but it's like I think it can straddle the lines between like a sim and an RTS.
Well, that's what Dungeon Keeper did so well.
Yeah, I mean, like it had the modes for just building your perfect dungeon, like the My Dungeon Simulator, and then the whole campaigns. And I think multiplayer was something that was never really utilized that much. It was like the very like basic like LAN system that I think like would be really cool to see today. And just having both like underground and overworld dungeon combat, or like being able to play as the heroes and have like hero infiltration missions. Like I just want Dungeon Keeper back. So that's so hard to ask for.
No, it is because nobody's done it right quite yet.
Because
But I would
Bullfrog's
say-
gone.
So
Rest in
yeah, you'd
peace.
like to see a Doom treatment on that. Some new ideas injected. Miranda, you're looking something up here.
There was, I forget what it was called, but there's this game where you could play. I was like as a Jeep, but you're not a Jeep. You drive around in Jeep, and it was on the GameCube. You just go
man.
wherever.
I don't know.
I'm looking that up right now.
Let's see. It's not
'Cause
like
whoever did
Battalion
that-
Wars or something, right?
I don't remember.
Battle
All right, you know
Tanks.
what? I put you on the spot.
Anyway,
there. I apologize.
no, I was like,
Miranda.
well, I mean, like, if I wanted like a serious wave racer, it'd be like Turn 10.
Okay.
That water would look really nice.
You just be like all beautiful.
Yeah, and gorgeous.
And you could make
But I
Wave
want
Racer
something like
gorgeous.
silly.
What if you made a wave racing spin-off of Mario Kart 8? Because Mario Kart 8 looked gorgeous.
Yeah.
If I was going to do Wave Racer, okay, so I love the Mario Kart 8 treatment. In my mind, that where I'd want to go with it in terms of art direction is it would all look like a Van Gogh painting. It would all be really colorful and it would be impressionist paint.
Whoa.
Like to the point the paint splattered, like when you were going over the waves, and like I like the idea of like racing around inside Starry Night.
Wow.
I think that would be fun, but that's just the one I want to play. But all right, so what about the Rocket League guys?
Oh yeah, that's good.
They could probably do a good job
that
of
could
that.
be fun. Anyway,
about
What
you,
about,
Jared?
like soccer with my
what's that?
What about you?
racing?
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna just one day I'm going to get a lot of money from someone that I don't know who, and I'm gonna quit my job and I'm gonna do this. So once upon a time there was an arcade game called Qbert,
Oh yeah.
which is to this day I think one of the most perfect video games ever made. It is so pure and beautiful and smart, and there's so many things that could be done with that idea that never worked. Qbert got several sequels, one for the arcade, one for the Super Nintendo of all things. None of them were ever really all that great. It even got a recent reboot that was, let's not talk about that. But Qbert, I think there's these wonderful ideas. There was an event in Battle Block Theater that was all about territory control. And I think the closest anyone's ever gotten to make a real sequel to Qbert is Splatoon. I think Splatoon is secretly a Qbert sequel.
I like that
Interesting theory.
headcanon.
Huh?
Yeah.
What, the headcanon?
Yes, the cinematic universe of Qbert.
Oh, okay.
Where like the timeline here, the path diverged and Splatoon formed in its place.
Yeah, I mean, I know that's not how it happened, but it's all about area control and about claiming territory. And I think there are like team things you could do with Qbert that have never been done that could be great. So I would love to see Qbert.
Plus, Qbert was in Wreck-It Ralph, and people love that movie, so it's time for him to shine.
Qbert had a TV show. He had an awesome 50s greaser
Qbert
jacket.
had his run.
Yeah, he had his run.
his
He
run.
did. But he just sort of vanished. And a lot of that was timing. And I feel like that game, there's more to explore there than ever got done. I think you could still make a really good Qbert game. Not on the strength of the character, but on the strength of the mechanics. So anyway, that was the longest anybody's talked about Qbert in 30 years. And
Bye, Qbert.
yeah, but I do love that Qbert. So once again, join us next time. I am Petty Comma Jared. Miranda, what do you want to plug? What you working on? What you doing?
I guess just Anime Club for right now. And you can watch that on Wednesday as well. We
Yep.
talk about anime.
Anime! Anime!
It's fun.
Yeah, anime.
What you playing?
What am I playing?
Yeah.
Right now for games?
For
Fallout.
games. Fallout.
And Dota, of course.
Okay.
And Undertale, of course.
And Undertale. Are you
The
still
same
playing
things,
Undertale?
guys. The
You're
same
still
things.
playing Undertale.
I got stuck on a part. It's really hard.
Wow. You know, there are no less than 2 tutorials in the room right now.
Go Mom is always with us.
Yeah. So
She's actually with
Spiritually and physically now.
Vault IGN, the world's #1 Undertale podcast.
It's a secret.
Brendan, anything you want to plug?
Well, if you're all Fallout fans like you should be, and you're playing that Far Harbor DLC, you should check out the IGN guide that I made myself. With a giant map, interactive, just like the main map we have. Has all the locations, magazines, quests. There's a lot of quests, a lot of side stuff, some cool stuff. So check it out.
Yep, absolutely. And yeah, you can check me out, Petty Comma Jared, and I'm always working on a little bit of everything. I think about the time this goes live, working on a thing about science fiction ideas that have become real. That ought to be going up pretty soon. Maybe the day this goes up, maybe a day after, somewhere around then. That was kind of a fun project to get to work on. A few other things, kind of been all over the map recently. So, and of course, the Electronic Entertainment Expo. Oh,
no, E3
that's
hell.
coming.
It's coming. So, join us next week. We wouldn't be here without your support. We are dearly thankful for you. All the tweets, all the messages.
I
that you
love the
sent.
tweets.
It is really, really kind.
Brightens
Thank
our
you
days.
so much, guys. Let us know what you want us to talk about next time. And until then, enjoy your apocalypse.